Hello, my dear students of class 6. I hope you are watching my videos on plant life and enjoying it and also gaining knowledge. Okay, so please, whatever be the circumstances outside, like everywhere, you have to keep yourself safe, keep your parents safe, your brothers and sisters safe. You should be responsible enough and notice that everyone follows the COVID protocols. But whatever be the situation, the thing is that your studies should also go on simultaneously, and you should do that sincerely, not just like for the sake of studying you are studying. Okay, we teachers are here to provide you with all the support. Your parents are there. Okay, so don't worry about anything. As of now, your duty is to keep yourself safe by following the COVID protocols and also studying sincerely. Because if you study sincerely, your parents will be very happy. And if you can provide this happiness to your parents, then nothing better than this. Okay, so be sincere students and very disciplined in life. All right. Now, what can we see on screen? Yes, we can see a honeybee doing something on top of flowers, right? What are they doing? By the way, yes, what are they doing? We are going to study that. They are doing nothing but pollination. Pardon me. So, pollination is what? Is the transfer of pollen grains, okay? Transfer of pollen grains from what? From the anther of one flower. Anther of one flower to stigma of another flower, or sometimes same flower also. Same flower. Let's see what it is. So suppose this is, we have studied about the parts of a flower, right? So this is the female part. Okay, this is the stigma, this is the style, this is the ovary. I'm writing it in short. And here you will have various male gametes called the anther, right? So this is the anther, this is the filament, these are the male parts of the flower, and this is the entire thing is the female part of the flower. Now what is going to happen is that these male part, that is the anther, they have dust particles which are called as the pollen grains. Okay, these pollen grains, when the pollen grains move from this anther, that is the male part of the flower, to the stigma, which is the female part of the flower, that process is called as pollination. Okay, pollination, see pollen grains, transfer of pollen grains from the anther, this is the male part of the flower, to the stigma, that is the female part of the flower. Okay, so that is pollination. Now this pollination, why? Okay, by the way, the question comes is that why is pollination required? This pollination is required to form fruits and seeds. Fruits and seeds. We love to eat fruits. This banana, orange, apple, watermelon. Okay, then various seeds that we see. Okay, so all these are formed by the process of pollination. Let's now go deep into this. Now pollination are of two types. Number one is the self-pollination, and number two is the cross-pollination. What is self-pollination? Well, in certain plants, these pollen grains, that is from the male part, from the anther, these pollen grains are transferred in the same flower. Okay, from the anther it falls on the stigma. This is the female part, on the stigma of the same flower. Same flower. Okay, so that is called as self-pollination. Okay, now cross-pollination is what? Here what happens is that there should be two flowers. Okay, so when it is two flowers are there, then like you can see one butterfly is carrying those dust particles, that is pollen grains, from this portion, this part, this male portion, to the this one stigma of another plant. Okay, this is the female portion of another plant, this is the female portion of another plant, these are the male, these are the male. Okay, so what is the butterfly doing? Carrying those dust particles called the pollen grains from the male part of this flower, that is from flower 2. The butterfly is carrying that male gametes or pollen grains to the female part of the flower 1. So this is called as the cross pollination. So this is not happening in the same flower, this is happening in a two different flowers. Whereas in cell pollination, what did we see? In the same flower, those pollen grains from the anther are transferred from this anther to the stigma of the same flower. Understood? So this is what is about self-pollination and cross-pollination. Now we have come to know that, okay, what is pollination, what are self-pollination, cross-pollination. But the thing is that there are sort of vehicles, you can say, various vehicles are there by which these pollen grains are transferred from one plant to the another. Okay, these agents are sort of like vehicles, okay, by which the pollen grains travel. Okay, let me write, by which pollen grains travel. I'm writing it very fast and in short form also. Okay, let's see the agents one by one. Well, before going it, these agents can be like wind, water, animals, birds, insects. Okay, by these medium the pollen grains travel. Let's see. So the first one is pollination by what? Pollination, what can you see? Pollination by insects. Okay, pollination by insects. Now what happens here is that the insects, they come, okay, and they sit on one flower. You can see, oh my god, these honeybees are sitting on the flower. So when they sit on the flower, you can see here also that the pollen grains, that are the dust particles, sort of like they are very dusty in nature, small, they get attached to this body of the insect, this honeybee. All right, so what is going to happen is that, so this insect or honeybee has come to sit on this flower to collect nectar, to have nectar from this flower. And while the honeybee was having nectar from this flower, the pollen grains that was present in this flower, the male gametes, they got attached here in the body. You can see it very clearly, right? As a result, what is going to happen next is that when this fly will go and sit on another flower, suppose moving and sitting on another flower, so this honeybee is carrying the pollen grain of this flower number 1 to the stigma of flower number 2. Okay, so in this way the pollen grains are traveling. You can see in this cartoon like images also, like in all over the body the pollen grains are getting attached. Okay, so in this way the pollen grains travel. Understood? And also God has created these flowers in such a way that these flowers will be very big in size, and also the scent, the perfume of that, the scent, you can say, smell of that flower will be too much. Okay, like you can smell all those flowers from far away, even if the plant is not right in front of you, but you can sense that smell. They are so smelly flowers, like beautiful flowers, like you can say like rose or sunflower or any something like that, any other beautiful scented flowers. So what happens is that due to the scent, these insects gets attached. Okay, these insects, they are attracted, you can say, they're attracted and they come and sit on this flower. to collect the nectar, of course. So they will have their own food from this flower, and as a result these anthers will get attached on the body of the honeybee, and then when they will go and collect nectar from another flower, so they're transferring the pollen of flower number 1 to flower number 3 maybe now. Okay, so this is what is pollination by insects. Now next we go to study about pollination by wind. You can see it almost like how the flower, or you can say the pollen grains, are getting dispersed in the air. So this is pollination by wind. All right, now how does this happen? See, there are certain plants, like you can see maize, grass. This is, by the way, this is a dandelion. Certain plants are there where you can see the pollen grains are transferred from one plant to the another by the help of wind. Okay, also you see how are they getting traveled by the wind, because these are so light in weight. Okay, these pollens are very light in weight, and so for that purpose it becomes very easy to get carried away by the wind, and so it will move from this plant to, suppose there is another plant with the female part, so these will go and drop on the stigma of another plant, and thus pollination will take place by wind. Understood? Next we go to study about the pollination by water. Okay, pollination by water. What happens is that there are certain aquatic plants, that is the plants which survive on water, called as the hydrilla. Now these hydrilla plants, what happens is that they stay inside water. So just look into your book that aquatic plants like hydrilla have the pollen spread on the water surface. So you can see these are the male flowers, and this is the pistillate flowers, means the female flower. Okay, so here they are releasing those pollen grains, okay, on the surface of the water. This is the water, surface of the water, and slowly it will float and sit on the stigma, that is the female part of this one. Sit here, and thus pollination takes place by water. Okay, next is the pollination by birds or animal. Pollination by birds or animal. What happens here? Let's see. Here what is going to happen is that this flower, again you can see this flower is going to provide nectar or other kinds of food to several birds, and as a result what will the bird say to the flower? That okay, you give me food, you give me nectar, in return what am I going to do to you is that I will disperse your pollen grains to other plants or other flowers. In this way you will have many other you can say your brothers and sisters in other parts of the place. Okay, so if suppose, see, if this pollen grains get transferred to another plant, so obviously this type of plant will grow in some other areas, isn't it? So that is the thing. Let's see what's written. The flowers provide food and nectar to many birds and small animals, right? The bird is taking the food or nectar. In turn, the animals come in contact with the pollen that is carried on their body. Obviously, it's going to get in touch with the pollen grains that is present here in this plant. When they visit another flower, the pollen on their body comes in contact with the stigma of the flower, leading to pollination. So obviously now when this bird is going to come in contact with another flower, like that you can say, so what is going to happen? The pollen grain of this plant is going to get transferred to the stigma of another plant. Pollen grain of this one, of plant number 1, will get transferred to the stigma of, or stigma of plant number 2 or flower number 2. Okay, so I hope you have understood that how this pollination takes place, what is pollination, and how many types of pollination there is self pollination, there's cross pollination, and what are the agents of pollination, that is by the insects, by wind, by water, and by birds or animals. Okay, please rewatch this video again if you have not understood. Thank you.